Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we have crazy news. Look at what you see before you. This is the roadmap for version 133 of AFK journey, and I'm sure your eyes are jumping to one thing in particular. We're going to cover everything here, don't worry about it. First, let's talk about when are we probably going to be getting this patch update. There is a snowflake on the date March 27th, and if you guys remember from the previous roadmap, there was a snowflake on February 20th, which was the day that we got the patch update for the global server. So I think on global, we're probably going to get the patch update March 27th. For Vietnam server, it might be 1 or 2 days earlier than that. Okay, but now you guys, we're gonna talk about the first thing you're gonna be looking at here. Justice Descends. This is an event. This is lasting basically for 14 days around, and it has stellar crystals, temporal essences. Does that sound familiar? We had that event when Cryonia got released, and we have an image of basically what is gonna be the third celestial Hypogean hero, which is gonna be coming in this season. And if you guys have played AFK Arena, this is basically confirming the rumors that ATHALIA will be coming to AFK Journey as well. Here's an image of ATHALIA I pulled from the AFK Arena wiki page, and you can see that the helmet and headgear look very similar to the hero, which is in the icon over here. So we're gonna be getting ATHALIA, which is crazy. We're gonna talk about in depth ATHALIA's skills from AFK Arena. But if you guys have played AFK Arena for any point in time, even on the launch, I think ATHALIA was one of the heroes at launch. But I do remember ATHALIA. So I think ATHALIA is one of the major heroes a lot of people would remember from the game, and so that is exciting news for sure. The other thing we're having confirmed is after Gerda, we're going to have raid-out recruitment on Faramor. The hero which we saw in the story campaign, the Wilder Rogue. So that is also going to be exciting. Of course, we have very limited information about a skill kit and anything like that, but this is going to be starting on the 3rd of April. So that is going to be, it's going to be a while from now. However, that is something to look forward to. So the other thing I just want to mention is that March 27th, I believe that was the global launch date, exactly 1 year ago. And so I would expect that there would be some sort of anniversary event also happening, but I don't see any anniversary specific event here. I see the Sunrise Serenade. Maybe that is kind of like the winter event that we had, and it does give you stellar crystals, but 20 or 30 stellar crystals. I hope that there's going to be some major sort of rewards or event for the anniversary. A lot of people are looking, they're hoping for that. This is something that we were asking for, and I hope something like that is gonna come. So in the same row as Justice Descends, the ATHALIA, we have on 14th April a new event beginning, which I've never heard of before, called Honored One. Vote for your favorite heroes. So I don't know what this means, vote for your favorite heroes, and the rewards are only diamonds and recruitment tickets. But I wonder if you could vote for a hero that you want and you can actually get a copy of it or something, or if it's just a voting, a poll type thing for fun. I don't know, but it just shows diamonds and invite letters. Other than that, we have Delightful Wonders, which seems like some mini event that we've had a bunch of those, nothing too exciting. Hero Drills, which we've seen Hero Drills before. Relentless Rumble is going to be coming back on March 31st, which is interesting. And then Voyage of Wonders. Okay, this is something looking interesting. It's going to begin 7th April, and it will last until the end of the season. The end of the season is probably going to be around mid-May. So that is definitely a long event, and it just shows diamonds here, Voyage of Wonders. So I wonder if it's kind of going to be another way to earn rewards. It's we have AFK stages to earn a bunch of rewards. Maybe we would have another thing. Sunrise Serenade is probably going to be the winter or Chinese New Year event that we had. Then we have Heroic Gauntlet, which is going to be coming on 7th of April. I don't see any Titan Reaver here. We had one round of Titan Reaver. Are we going to continue to have Titan Reaver? Heroic Gauntlet, so 2 more rounds of Heroic Gauntlet, round 5 and round 6. And very importantly, Clashfronts. We're going to have another 4 games of Clashfronts. That is insane. So this is what I wanted to happen, because I felt in the previous... there are 2 points to this. One point is that Clashfronts is more work and effort, and I understand that. However, it also gives you more rewards. And I think the trade-off is worth it to gain those extra rewards. However, I do understand the point that, yeah, it is kind of grindy. And also, especially, like, getting everyone to deploy in the right locations. There are issues with that. I feel like there need to be some administration improvements. More specifically, like, being able to move your team, like, your guild members' teams, if you're the leader or vice leader. I think that is really important. Because, like, you guys, if you watch my Clashfronts recap of our insane game yesterday, then you will... we definitely talked about that there as well. But yeah, so we're gonna have another Clashfronts round, but I'm excited about this because the rewards from Clashfronts, especially this season, have been amazing. Each time you deploy, you get like those 500 plus guild medals, and you can deploy like, 5 times per game, and 4 games in total. That is 20. Like you're getting a lot of guild medals from that. Also, there are ending finishing rewards, so I'm really happy they're bringing this back. Because just like Guild Supremacy runs throughout a season, like we have 3 different rounds of it, I would also like Clashfronts to have that many rounds because it's just free rewards for everyone. However, yeah, there are issues with Clashfronts. I can understand that this might get tedious, it might get a bit too time consuming and annoying for people. But personally, I like it because I wanted more rewards. I want them to give us more stellar crystals or more ways of earning them, even if it isn't just handouts, but it's like, ranking or different performance. So overall, this roadmap is looking stacked. It's looking pretty crazy. On the 23rd of April, that is where we're going to get the final rate up recruitment hero. We don't know what it is, but I'm almost sure it's going to be Shemira, because Shemira, we knew Shemira and Lorson were told to us that they will be coming into this season, and we haven't had Shemira yet. And like 23rd April up until mid-May, that is going to be the final basically rate up banner hero, and so I think it has to be Shemira. And that's my prediction. But we're going to get Faramor, which is interesting. Yeah, so like a lot of things are going to be packed into this starting from March 27th. The other thing is, I believe, because March 27th is like right at the end of the month, I believe we're going to be getting all of the remaining heroes added to the season store. For example, like the other heroes we don't already have, like Sonya, Bonnie, Hugin. I think they should all be added all in bulk, because that is what happened in the previous season. Like basically 2 months before the end of the season is when it was added, or like a bit under 2 months. And so I think all of them should be added on March 27th. So save up your season tokens for that. If you're missing out, like Bonnie, like I want to get Bonnie Paragon upgrade on my main account. And that is something I'm going to be focusing on. Okay, now we're going to take a look at ATHALIA specifically and the skills. Okay guys, so looking at ATHALIA from AFK Arena, first of all, ATHALIA is classified as a Celestial, which we knew that, and a Ranger Assassin, so most likely this is going to be the Celestial Rogue, because we have yet to receive a Celestial Rogue, and how they've done it so far in the Hypogean Celestials is they are doing one of each different class in the specific faction. We're just missing Celestial Rogue and Hypogean Marksman. That is basically it. So looking at the summary, ATHALIA is an agility-based ranger hero of the Celestial faction. She delivers slashes and critical strikes with her blades, prevents enemies from regaining energy, stuns enemies, and mitigates damage to herself based on how many allies are left on the battlefield. ATHALIA's ultimate Divine Fury unleashes a barrage of lightning-fast slashes against enemies, with the third slash having a 100% critical strike rate. So from this summary, she reminds me a lot of like Sylvina as like an assassin type. She will deal damage to enemies, stun them like, the first strike of Sylvina, and she mitigates damage to herself based on the number of surviving allies. Kind of like a Scarlita type mechanic, but like Scarlita deals true damage. With enough surviving allies, ATHALIA would have damage reduction. With enough surviving allies. This is only the AFK Arena kit. There's no like guarantee that her kit in AFK Journey will be the same, but I feel like there probably will be some line of similarity. And okay, this is just like the lore type thing. So looking at the skills in more detail, ATHALIA attacks her enemies with lightning speed and precision, slashing them 3 times from various positions on the battlefield. Each slash deals damage, and the third one has a 100% critical strike chance, and probably should be untargetable doing this. This reminds me kind of like Lily May's Rainstorm Ballet. Then Judgment. ATHALIA descends from the heavens onto the battlefield and targets the enemy directly opposite her. Okay, so it's like Scarlita, but I think it's right at the beginning of the battle where ATHALIA is going to come online, like basically attacking that enemy directly opposite her. But that's like Sylvina mechanic as well, like targeting an opposite, like a symmetrical tile. Inflicting damage to them. Once the initial attack is finished, ATHALIA will stand and attack the targeted enemy normally. Enemies will not be able to regenerate energy. This is like kind of the interesting thing, right? And this is like actually going to be a counter to those ultimate dependent heroes like Cryanaya. Imagine your ATHALIA jumps onto Cryanaya, and this completely prevents her from recharging energy at all. She's not going to be able to get off her ultimate and is a complete like denial. But the thing is, it does need a symmetrical tile. That means for defense, that's going to be an issue. Like in defense, people can position whichever hero they want onto that symmetrical tile. Could be a Brutus, could be a Talene, and then ATHALIA is not going to get as much value. So that is kind of the thing. Purging Frenzy, ATHALIA unleashes multi-staged attack on the enemy nearest to her, with the final blow dealing this much damage to the target. Also leaves them stunned. So a stun attack, kind of like first strike of Sylvina, but this would be on probably on a cooldown. And then protection, ATHALIA uses a divine aura that allows herself to mitigate 8% of all received damage for every ally still alive on the battlefield. Like, I mean, if you had 5 allies on the, or I don't know if this would consider yourself, but let's say you have 4 or 5, then that's up to 32, 4 or 40% damage reduction, which is high. Like, and especially if you couple it with Torrent spell impacting her, that would be pretty crazy. So overall, like, this kid is looking solid, and I do remember, like, in AFK Arena, if you guys played in the early days of it, ATHALIA was basically one of the most powerful heroes for PvP. So I wonder how great she's going to be in AFK Journey, but I am definitely excited about her. But from this description, it definitely looks like she's going to be a purely PvP hero, which means that's good news, because then the only Celestial Hypogean, which is kind of a must build for this season, is the twins for like Dream Realm. Most likely ATHALIA and Cryonaya, they just have probably going to mainly have PvP use. But anyway, this is really exciting news, so let me know what you guys think about all of this information about ATHALIA. What do you think about having 2 rounds of Clashfronts total in this season? I'm a fan of it, but I understand it is going to be more work, but I think it is worth it for the rewards we're going to get. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's hit it before the end of the season. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. But I'm hyped for this. I hope you guys are too, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.